YouTube, this is Southern Purple One, and welcome to Boots on the Ground. Got a lot to cover today, so I'll get right into it. I appreciate everyone that has sent in their reports. It's vital to let other people know what's going on in their neck of the woods, because a lot of people are saying that they're using this information so they don't see a shortage of something in their area and there's shortages elsewhere. They make sure that their personal preps in that area are taken care of. So thank you. If you have anything to offer, Southern Prepper 1, the number 1, Southern Prepper 1 at yahoo.com. It'd be greatly appreciated. I work for a large Midwestern auto manufacturer. We lost 2 production shifts on Wednesday, August 10th. Our management was caught off guard by a truck and rail car shortage. Our outgoing shipping yard is beyond overcapacity due to missing parts on finished vehicles. With no transport trucks and rail cars, we have no choice but to halt production. The company is in process of building a parking lot for an additional 10,000 vehicles. So this is huge news. It's a cascading event. So one thing happens, it affects something else, it affects something else, and then all of a sudden you have 2 full shifts of workers that cannot work because they have no place to put their vehicles. I live in East Texas and shop at a local grocery store chain. I purchased organic milk with an expiration date of October 12th. I paid $7 for a gallon. We had it no more than 3 days and it went sour. Not sure if it was the wrong date on it or if it had been stored improperly. I also noticed that at that store, it was very muggy and it felt like the air conditioner was turned so it'd be up, so resulting in it not being as cool and probably saving money. I just filled propane at Ace Hardware store in central New York. For a long time the price was $3.05 a gallon, and it just increased over 24% to $3.79 a gallon. Was not surprised to see the increase, but angry at myself that I didn't make time to go there last week. Like you warned, David, everyone needs to get the message. Don't delay, prep now. This is a report that I have not verified, and I tried to verify it. I'm going to throw it out here to see if someone else can verify it. So this is an unverifiable report. Not doubting this person. It comes from a great source. Chick-Fil-A is closing about 35% of their stores nationwide. Now, are they closing them to do some remodeling and then reopening them? Are they closing them due to the lack of demand? Are they closing them due to the lack of workers? Are they closing them due to the lack of products? They can't get enough product. I don't know. I'm putting it out here. Maybe someone can add something to that. I'm located in a medium-sized town approximately 30 miles west of Lansing, Michigan. Our town's population is around 60 to 80K. They passed an ordinance in the dead of night, and it is the following. Gardens are restricted to backyards, and your yard must have a privacy fence in order to be within the city limit. City regulations. Gardens are limited to 4 foot by 6 foot maximum. Gardens must be like mobile or raised beds. You cannot till your yard. Raised beds must not be affixed to the ground. Container gardening is the only allowed form of gardening. Mobile raised beds must be no bigger than 4 by 6 feet. If your garden space exceeds 4 foot by 6 foot, you will be required to move all your vegetation or face a $1,000 fine for each garden space that is above the 4 by 6 allowed. Chickens are no longer allowed in the city limits regardless of location in the town, how the chickens are contained, or what the surrounding property is like. So, the city states that implementing this regulation is to avoid invasive species. And they said, really? Like what? Killer cucumbers, tomato vines that choke small children and pets? So, it was hard to verify this because I don't know the exact town to verify it. But if anyone else could add to this, just a restriction on gardening, a restriction on chickens. Find that interesting. Nothing surprises me now. The board and milk plant is closing 2 plants down. One is in Alabama, one is in Mississippi. I think the plants are going to be closed on October 5th. These people say we live in Waynesville, North Carolina, not far from me. My husband shocked me today at Tractor Supply when he showed me that bird seed was $19 for a 20-pound bag. Now is $40 for that same bag. They said, sorry, bird. So it sounds like they're going to have to not get a free handout. They're going to have to work a little harder. This is Jacksonville, Florida. The people needed some police. They called, and there was a 2-hour response because the whole system was down. Hopefully, I'm sure they have it up by now. But remember, sometimes you cannot count on law enforcement or ambulance. You might have to be that first responder and take care of your problem. This person said, being in the South, grits is a staple in our house. I went to purchase a box of Quaker instant grits and noticed that the price was not changed. Then I noticed was that there was only 10 packs per box instead of the usual 12. Also, instead of each package containing a full 1 ounce, the package contained 0.92 of ounce. Not much of a difference, but every bit makes a difference. So that is a huge difference. When you're going from 12 to 10 and then you get each package reduced, that's a huge rate of inflation. In a wealthy area of Utah we visited last month, they were recently building a popular fast food joint, but it was closed entirely, and they provided the address of a sister location, and the nearest one was 24 miles away. They also said, we went out to eat 2 weeks ago at Zupa's, another very popular restaurant where we are, and everything was more expensive. One of the meals we've been getting for years went up 50%, but everything was much smaller on the plate. Our daughter got a side of fruit and a small dish wasn't even half full. They were out of several drinks and desserts. The chocolate dipped strawberries they were provided were moldy and still had dirt in them. We will not be going back. Today, I was at my local Ford dealership, and this would be in central Alabama, for service on my car. In discussion with one of the managers, I was told that they would no longer have any new cars on the lot, only used cars. From now on, new cars can only be bought online when someone wants one. They will have to be ordered for specific buying customers, and will be about a 2-month wait to get the new car. This person says they live in eastern Ohio today, which would have been August the 10th. This is what they saw at the grocery store. 10 pounds of potatoes, $9. 5 pounds were between $5 and $6.49. They saw chicken at $8.49 a pound. The sugar and flour were very low. Such a scary time. Those are some huge, huge prices. I don't know if that was a yuppie store or if it was just one of the main ones, but everything is going up in price. I went to early dinner at Red Robin's in St. George, Utah. I noticed a sign that read closed on Tuesday right on the front door. I asked the server why they were closed on Tuesday, and she told me they were too short on cooks. The food was good, but the prices were high and the portions were smaller. This is recurring on every restaurant. People are saying prices are up and the amount of food they give you is down. This person said, this is in Alabama, a bag of frozen Tyson buffalo wings at Publix was $15. If you go across the street, Walmart has them for $9.48. So look for good deals. You might need to shop around and not pay higher prices. So be very proactive. This person, I thought you'd like to know, I was able to be approved for a Lifeline program which will pay me $30 each month towards my cell phone bill. This will help immensely. So if you're feeling the pinch and you need assistance, reach out. This lady's also going to be looking to get on food stamps. I encourage you, if you're legitimately in need and you legitimately have all the legal rights of those services, be it food stamps, be it WIC, be it whatever it is, please get on them. You might say, I don't want to, I'm too prideful. We don't know what 6 months from now. 6 months you might wish you were on them. So use whatever government assistance that you're legally entitled to. Don't lie and cheat and steal to get onto it. Tell the truth and get on what you need to get on. This person was building an outdoor shower and they priced some of the vinyl they needed for the corner post and they were $25 each. They didn't buy them that time, but they went back 3 days later to purchase them and they had gone up $3 each. It might not sound like much, but this is only one item required to build this outdoor shower. So don't delay. If you see something, grab it, because by the time you look again, it is definitely going to be higher. This is some good news. Off of Highway 119 and I-25 in Colorado, there was 4 gas stations that were having a gas war. Long lines everywhere. They said the gas was down to $2.79 a gallon. They actually sent me pictures. So a gas war is good if you can take advantage of the great prices. This person said multiple libraries in our county are closing temporarily due to staffing shortages. They've been on reduced days and hours since the pandemic, and the excuse is that the voters in the last local election did not approve a proposed mill levy increase on property taxes for the library districts. It feels like the bureaucrats are paying back the public for not voting them an increase. But I have no direct proof on that. I only know when I go to various libraries, there's always seems to be employees who are just loafing and not working. I live in southeastern North Carolina. My local Food Lion Tuesday, August 10th, had Diet Dr. Peppers 2 for $5. They used to be 3 for $5. Also, the frozen food section is very low. Never seen this before. My son and daughter-in-law, along with 2 children, have lived in this town in Tennessee, right next to Memphis. Had their electric bill in July went from $187 up to $403. There was a letter with the bill asking people to set their thermostats to 84 degrees to help conserve. Now, I don't know if they used a lot more power. I don't know if the rates have gone up, but this is definitely a shocker to them. This is personal, but needs to be shared. I appreciate these people sharing this. My wife is unable to source her birth control pill because of what the pharmacy calls a manufacturing pause. She relies on them to regulate her feminine issues, and she is in pain. She had to take pain medicine today, and her OBGYN says her only relief otherwise will be surgery. We are hoping we can find a non-invasive alternative. So definitely the medical system is not there. It's collapsing. My wife also works with a woman who had a type of surgery some time ago. The woman was not able to eat or drink recently and lost a significant amount of weight. She went to the hospital and was there for 10 days waiting on a type of surgery. Since they don't have the staff there in that area no longer, they have to rely on traveling medical professionals. So the doctors, nurses, and staff who are traveling to fill the gaps are also making about 3 times the amount of the normal hospital workers. So this is a problem. There's not enough workers. We all know why there's not enough workers. My buddy stopped by after work and relayed a friend of his in need of a blood transfusion from anemia. The man never got the free injection. He was against that because he's also worried that if he gets blood, that people that had that injection, that might cause him problems. So there's a lot of people out there that are worried, either not getting their medical care or getting medical care that they're not sure of because of the blood issue problems. I flew from Florida to Pennsylvania, and they're in Pittsburgh right now, traveling north on I-79 to I-80. The highway was loaded with trucks going both directions. Maybe this is a good sign. Yes, anytime you see truckers moving products, it is a good thing. This is a website that will give you the shortages. I think I've given this out before, but I will put it in the description. So look at this website if you are on some medication, making sure that they're not being, it's not getting short, because if it is getting short, maybe you can be proactive on it. You can click on it and they'll give you reasons, they'll give you details. So it's a good site. I'm a regular shopper at Whole Foods every day, seems lately. So they have noticed thinning shelves. I've noticed past few weeks that the carts that the employees stock shelves with don't have as many boxes as normal, at least when I'm there. I've been buying the local South Carolina honey. 44 ounces was $20.99. All out. I may have bought all the jars, no replacements. Not sure why. I started buying the 22 ounce yesterday, and the sign said $12.99. It rang up $15.99, but the lady let them have it for the cheaper price. They went back and got some more, and the point is, if you buy something and you use it regularly, you need to stock up on it, because products are disappearing. There's certain products that are hard to find, especially if you're on a very special diet and you need certain things. Make sure you take care of this. This person said, been trying to source brake drums for converter gears, and this is to connect dollies between dual trailers for 2 days. No availability at any of our vendors. Seeing more parts going on national back order. We are one of the biggest trucking companies in the country. Our terminal is in Atlanta, Georgia. This is a big problem, because if truckers can't get parts they need, we're not going to get food and other supplies delivered to us. This is interesting. This comes from a person that is a plant merchandiser for the plant vendors in Lowe's stores in my region. And they're going to explain some things. They planted on lower plant inventory this year, most likely based on pre-COVID numbers now, that people aren't at home and they're working at their regular jobs, going back to work. In my store, our overall spring outdoor plant inventory was reduced by 38% this year. Last year, our spring delivery was insane. We'd get 60 carts in one day and then another 40 the next, and so on. It was nonstop. This year, it stopped, then start, then stop, then start. You know, we might get 4 carts, and then we have to wait a while. We get 12 carts. It was been a pretty easy season, physically speaking, because they don't have as much to stock. Summer has seen smaller shipments as well. Not a lot of variety, not a lot of choices, and a whole lot of price increases. Customers complaining about the price all the time, and complaining that they don't have what they're looking for. The variety has definitely decreased. So, they also want to say, at the store I work, Lowe's has slashed hours and fired a lot of people. Sometimes I'm the only person in the garden department, and I don't work really for Lowe's, so it makes for some interesting conversations with customers when I try to help them. The reason the garden department gate is locked is because they are short-staffed, and they're short-staffed because they can't find people to work. They can't open the gate until they have someone on the cash registers there. And they are also cutting back a lot of hours. My company is slashing our hours in half starting in July, which is very early. Last year this happened closer to Thanksgiving. We're considered seasonal as far as our positions go. So now they're being laid off now. The reason they're doing this is probably because of needing bigger bonus for the big guys. The store is based on sales, and if you don't have your sales, you don't get bonuses, and the easiest way to get bonuses is to slash expenses, and people being slashed are definitely. They also said that we threw away all of our seed packages and displays in June. I have no idea why. I asked the department manager. He has no idea. The other head guy didn't have any idea. So they were purposely tossed away. This is East Tennessee. Fast food places are almost deserted. Too expensive for people to eat in that area and afford it. Fresh meat sales are harder to find. Medicines on the shelf here locally are getting harder to find. That's over-the-counter ones. This person says, I work security at a large hospital in Southwest Ohio. Seen this today for the first time. Testing kits and protocol for monkeypox. Seems we're having about 20 reported cases in the area, but I'm not sure about the positive cases. I will tell you that one of our regular viewers here has gotten monkeypox. He was diagnosed, not officially with it, because they won't test him. They won't test him because he is not a special kind of man. He is a regular man, and he has no other indications that he would have gotten it. He says he had received it from using a public toilet seat. He says it's very painful. He says it's not something you want to get, so use it with caution. So it can be, anyone can get it if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. So be very cautious when you use public restrooms. He says it is terrible. He sent me pictures. You don't want it. So be very careful. So there you go, some boots on the ground. I hope this is helpful. Keep prepping, keep preparing, and just pray for our country. Thanks for watching.